Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Welcome to the program. I have a wonderful guest today, another healer. As you know, I'm a matchmaker, I am an author, I'm a coach, also an energy healer and intuitive, and I love having conversations with other intuitives and healers. So welcome, Anahita.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm so excited about today.
I
Can't wait.
know, and I'm excited for this conversation because not only are we going to talk about healing, but we're going to talk about what's going on in Iran. And if any of you follow me on Instagram, I have started back in last September 2022 talking about what's been going on with this revolution in Iran. And I think there's still a good amount of people who are not really aware because it's not on the news too much. So Anahita is Persian, and I did live in Iran in 1978 when I was 16 with my family. My father had a job there, lived in Tehran, really just changed my life, loved the people and the culture and the food and the art and the music, just the whole experience. Was very sad and heartbroken to leave. That became our home, and I got very attached to it. And when we had to leave with the revolution of 1978-79, and now we've got another one. So Anahita, would you kind of share with people what's going on?
Hi, yes. It's been a rough week for me. The past week, it was good and bad. Like it was up and down, up and down. I feel like this is the pulse of the world right now. And so things are disappearing, but good things are coming in at the same time, and bad things are going away. But even when situations are bad, when they go away, we're left feeling at a loss. And there's a time or a momentum where we need to pull back, relax, and think about our blessings, being grateful. And again, as you said, three more people were executed in Iran. One person named Majid Kazemi, Saleh Mir Hashemi, and Saeed Yahoubi, like three young, beautiful men who basically are asking for freedom for women. And I think it's really sad. Well, it's sad, but look at this. Women or men cannot be oppressed. Cannot. In Iran, women have been oppressed. I believe by oppressing women, we're also oppressing men.
Mhm.
Because if the woman is unhappy or, she's the soul of the family,
Yeah.
women are mothers, sisters, daughters. They affect the men. So in a way, men are being oppressed, and I feel that that's why a lot of the men are in the streets fighting for women, trying to get freedom. And then that's what these men did. They were just happened to be peacefully marching, asking for freedom for the women of Iran, and they were arrested and then executed in Isfahan a couple of days ago, sadly. So we want this to stop. And how do we stop that? By raising the vibration. And I love talking to Marla because you're so amazing. You understand my madness and we understand each other. I was listening to the Leo King. He's an astrologer, and he was talking about the different astrologies and Saturn and what's happening with Saturn. And what he said was, if you're a healer, this is the time to go out full blast, be on YouTube, be on social media, or just with your family, friends, whoever you can get your hands on. Even if you have a regular job, start by working for free for people you know, because what he was noticing is that unfortunately the people who are healers, if they're not working in the healing field, if they're afraid to because of scrutiny, because we're looked upon as mumbo jumbo, or like too esoteric for certain people to understand and not scientific enough. However, science has proven that everything we're doing is real. Like we have Dr. Joe Dispenza. He measures the effects of meditation. We have Dr. Lipton, Bruce Lipton. He is a biologist, and he measured the biology of belief, and he basically explained and scientifically proved that what you believe is what you become, and he was able to prove that. So the real science is not being taught to us, and so it's up to us, up to the healers, up to the empaths to reveal this information and not be afraid.
Right. And I love that. And if we can just, if you are a healer, or even if you're not a, professional healer or anything or studied, we can still send our energy towards Iran right now and put your hands up and think of them and send bright light and visualization. There's no distance in energy. And so just
And people of Iran have become very apathetic because no matter how hard they work, whatever they do, the mullahs do their own thing, and the rest of the world does not help, even when they can. So Iran is a very, very wealthy country. So this is why it's the way it is, because a lot of other bigger countries are benefiting
Mhm.
from Iran. And the mullahs are not Persian. They're not Irani. So imagine, I always tell my friends, but it's happening. It's so scary. 5 years ago, I would tell my friends, like, oh, Iran is not so bad, especially the other Arab countries. My friends would say, oh, Iran is not so bad. They're standing up to all the big countries and they're doing their own thing. And so it's not so bad. So what if women have to wear head covers? But it's not like that. Inflation is high. They take the money that they from the oil. Iran is not only oil rich, they're rich in so many other things. They're rich in diamonds, emerald, gold, silver, and uranium. Uranium, all the uranium which creates is inside our cell phones, is 90% of it comes from Iran.
Wow.
So obviously everybody has cell phones in the world, even grandmothers and little 5-year-old kids have cell phones. Which means the Iranian government is extremely wealthy and they don't want to pass this wealth on to the people. Because so it's a very it's a dictatorship. People are a lot of poor. People are there. They weren't poor before. The educated that believed in philosophy and arts, most of them were jailed or murdered. So the
Mhm.
people who are now in charge are the yes people because they know if they say no, the government will assassinate them or their family. So who the people who work for them make a lot of money, but then they take away from the rest of the world
And
people
they're
to
going under the guise of religion, but it's not religion, because they're not
what would
going,
not allow
they
this.
don't follow their rules, and it's so toxic and evil. And so the Iranians want regime change. They're not religious. Most of the Iranians are younger. It's a younger generation. It's a very young population, and the
Why
young.
they're being strategically killed. This is something that was in the news 10 years ago. The youngest country in the world is in Iran, which means 60-70% of Iranians are around 30 or under. That's really powerful. So what are they doing? They're causing these deaths, strategically killing. And sadly, what I hear is that they even do blood tests on them and find out. This is really, really scary and really, really, really scary that we live in a world like this.
Find
They
out what through the blood test.
they find out their blood type and they strategically murder and kill. And the kids that have blood type matching to a wealthy country that needs a heart or a lung or
Oh,
organ harvesting.
oh my gosh, yes. Oh, this is just. And the women, and this whole thing started back in September when a young, was she Kurdish or she was
Yes, she's British.
Masa Amini? She came to Tehran to visit, and she wasn't wearing her headscarf to the liking of one of these religious clerics on the street, and they arrested her and beat her, and a few days later she died. And so that she is the face of this revolution, Masa Amini, and the slogan is "Woman, Life, Freedom, Zan Zendegi Azadi." And so just to know a little bit about this and to send your prayers and your energy and talk to people about it, and there was even places you can go to send things to our government and to put pressure. I mean, it really hasn't worked yet,
No.
but you know.
There's another woman in Orange County. Her name is Massa Townsend. Her husband is American, so she has an American last name. And she's been the front runner for us. She's a woman in her 40s. She's got 3 kids. And she's been here since she was 10, but she's been really
Yeah.
fighting for us. And she got through somewhat, and then she is not getting through some other times. Like conservative by political party.
Hmm.
He's been able to get some Democrats and some um, on board with trying to say basically that Iran, the Iranian government, RIGC, I believe is RIGC, that they are a terrorist group. But our government is not complying, so I don't know what's happening. So why it's so difficult for them to, for the United States and the rest of the world, the countries to pass this law that just to say that they are, it makes you wonder what's
Yeah.
going
Yeah, it's like you said, a lot about money, resources, and things like this. So it's still going on. So we just wanted to let people know and talking about healing ourselves. We're both energy healers, and talk about a little bit about your journey into healing because you healed yourself and you're continuing on that. I would
on.
love to hear that.
And that's what this Leo King was saying basically. I became really, really ill to the point of death, that for me to accept my powers or my abilities as a healer,
Mm.
because I was afraid. I went to school, I have a PhD in writing. I was under the impression that I would not be accepted as a healer. And so it mattered, like, to me, unfortunately, what people thought of me. And I had to, when I got ill, I realized how precious life is
Mm.
and how grateful, I was being ungrateful of my abilities. And I learned that my abilities are not mine, actually. It was God given before birth because I came to this lifetime to help. So it's kind of selfish when we don't help and we allow the physical world to control us. Because to be a healer, it means you are directly connected to spirit, the higher power. And we live in a 3D world, which is a lower vibration. And so it takes time and effort and meditation and learning, as you know, for us to physically become strong enough so that we can become healers, that we can be an effective healer. But what I learned over the years is that sometimes when you're a healer, just your presence near your friends and family is effective.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't really need to physically practice just by staying in gratitude and love and believing in the higher power and believing it just takes unity and the belief that the good will win. There is, as you know, a lot of healers do know this, that there is a fight going on between evil and good. Good will always win. And it just starts with that mindset. And the same is for our physical health and well-being. The our body's nature is health, well-being. So
Mhm.
no matter what you do, when you go back to sleep, if you wake up without all that history in your mind of all the negativity, if you woke up with amnesia, you would probably be healed because we carry on those negative thoughts and, oh, I got to pay my bills. And that's why the bills are there for. Actually, we are being controlled. It's a modern day slavery. And
Right.
my journey was that I had almost stage 4 cancer 5 years ago. And it was really hard for me to accept, to talk about. I haven't talked about it. I've been cancer free for 5 years now. So now I can talk about it. And it's very healthy. I worked out all my life. I ate very well to a point that my friends were disgusted by me for eating so healthy. It's like, come on, have some fries, you know? Um, but so it was out of the blue. And I knew the moment I was diagnosed, I knew I was going to be healed. And that's when like a shift happened in my brain. Then I remember that I was a healer, that I can heal myself. And this was to learn. I was to learn a lesson. And the lesson was, I always tell people cancer
Yeah.
saved my,
Yes.
because I was just following the trend like everybody else, going to work, coming home. I had just gotten the divorce. I was raising my daughter. Um, I had good friends. I was hanging out with amazing friends, going to parties, going, having like the things that don't really matter. It's good to connect,
Yeah.
but my mission in this life and your mission in this life is a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
I believe that 20% of the world are healers. The
Yeah.
the rest, the 80% is the ones that need the help.
Mm.
And out of those 20%, 5% are the seers, the seers, kind of like Riz, but who you are in touch with as your shaman.
Hmm.
Out of that 5%, there's a 1 percentile who are extremely gifted, who just with their presence in a room can heal.
Yeah.
And
Like Jesus did, just his presence would heal. He was at such a high frequency.
exactly. I always talk about Jesus to Christians because they don't want to accept that Jesus lived in India from the
Mm-hmm.
time he was 13 to the time he was 30. So
Mm-hmm.
he knew meditation. He got his gifts by going through with the different Indian. 100% of religion comes from India, and Indians know this, but they don't share it. They're not too verbal about it, and it saddens me to see that the Indian culture kind of dissipate. I talked to I have a lot of friends who are Indian, East Indian, and I asked a friend of mine, I said, I never, in the past, I grew up in Canada. I had lots of Indian friends there too. I never saw Indian people drink
Mm-hmm.
alcohol or eat meat. They were vegetarians.
Yeah.
And then today, fast forward 25 years later, um, I have a lot of Indian friends who are supposed to be vegetarian, but they eat meat, they drink a lot of alcohol. And I'm not trying to put them down. That's not what I'm trying to say. So I asked a friend of mine who was Indian, I said, what happened? There's a
Yeah.
huge change in your culture because before you guys were so strict, your parents' generation. And he said, the rap industry. I have
Oh,
no idea. Yeah. And he said, when rap became popular, because Indian culture, they love to dance.
yeah.
Yeah. That's part of their lifestyle. They dance a lot, they listen to music. So what happened, he said that rap had a really negative effect in their culture. When that came, it was really fun, dance type music. They got involved, the kids started looking at the music videos and it affected them. And they wanted to drink, because most rap is about drugs and alcohol, you know.
And is
And
that the Indians that are outside of India that you're talking about, or
inside and outside.
both?
Inside.
Oh,
Inside.
inside. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said you should see, like, it's not like before. It's huge changes. Women, men, young men. They want to be like, the girls on rap.
Right. 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 Well, I was listening to a channeler, this woman, I can't remember her name, but it was on an episode on YouTube, and she was talking about how working with the chakras and really opening them, and that's what Jesus did when he went away for 40 days in the desert or whatever. He was opening the chakras, he was connecting, he was working on the third eye to connect all of that. Maybe that was what he learned in India, but what he was working on, and that he just got so elevated and he came in that way. So very, very, yeah, the Christians don't want, I don't know what they want to think of him as, just came in, like was teleported in, and was
He was a
just that
seer.
way, but not having any healing. I don't know, it's weird because yeah, he was a healer, energy healing, because I've had Christians tell me, no, I don't believe in Reiki, I don't believe in energy healing, there's only one energy and that's God. And I'm like, yeah, that's where it comes through. Just like Jesus, he was doing energy healing, he was doing,
Jesus did Reiki. That's what
yeah,
I was reading the other day. Yeah, Jesus was doing Reiki healing. That's how he could make a blind man see.
yeah.
He
So
parted the sea. That's all from energy healing. And
mhm.
I was watching a video that said that was normal back in the day. Most shaman were able to part the sea just to, you know, take something from underneath. There was a really amazing connection between humanity and nature. And that's when you've been to Perseus. Have you been to Persepolis?
No, not yet.
Okay, so Persepolis, but I'm sure you've seen the depictions. All
Yes.
those people had wings.
Yeah.
Those were real angels that lived on Earth,
Yeah.
and that's why my theory is this is why Iran has been, since the computer age happened, the mullahs were kind of planted there to destroy the country. so that we don't find out our origins. Because I believe our origins is from Persia, Adam and Eve.
Thank
And
God
that's
they didn't destroy those beautiful
Yeah.
structures and stuff.
I wrote actually a documentary about Adam and Eve, and I like to make it. And you know, this is a scientific fact, actually. Archaeologists read the first Bible verse about the rivers of the Garden of Eden, how they met and where they met. They pinpointed it. It's a point in Iran, near where I live, near where I was born. And so I wrote the documentary. I found it, and then also where Adam and Eve are buried is in Syria. And look at Syria. There's no Syria anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think strategically all these beautiful countries where that depict our origins are being completely destroyed? Everybody who's with us, thank you, and I'm blessed and grateful for you. And so go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. Let go of the past. Let go of everything that no longer serves you. We're going to clear our chakras, and starting with the crown chakra, imagine a golden light coming from the heavens. If you believe in Jesus, see it coming from Jesus. If you believe in Allah, it's coming from Allah, whatever your religion or beliefs are. You just picture that healing light coming from the Spirit, the one who loves you the most, coming in and healing. Take a deep breath and release everything from the crown chakra. You are now clear. Let's go down to your throat chakra. This is a very important chakra because actually, no, we're going to go third eye first. Sorry, missed the third eye. So we're going to clear the third eye. Your third eye connects you to the earth plane as well as the universal energy. So you want this to be clear all the time. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Your third eye is now connected. You're now down to your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is connected to how you carry yourself in this universe. Things you think, the things you think, and how you say the things that come to your mind or to your third eye, how you translate it. It's very important that we are mindful of our words and we are gracious and grateful in our words towards loved ones and towards ourselves, especially. Love starts with you in your heart. With that, breathe in and breathe out. Watch all the negativity leave your throat chakra. Now we're down to your heart. The heart chakra is the midpoint between your upper three and your lower three chakras. So this is everything where everything passes through. All your negative beliefs, whether in the lower chakras or related to the higher chakras, it passes through your heart and gets transformed to love. Notice everything in your life that's not serving you run through your heart and be transformed to beauty, love, and abundance for yourself and for everyone you love. And for your enemies. When you send love to your enemies, they no longer hold power over you. Release all anger. Breathe in, and when you breathe out, your heart chakra is now a beaming green emerald color. We're gonna go down to your orange color chakra. What is it,
Solar
Marla?
plexus in the
I'm
middle.
blanking
We're
out.
doing the solar
Solar plexus.
plexus in the middle, the yellow.
So hard for me because that's where I'm blocked the most.
Yeah.
So even the name kind of misses. So let's clear that. Clear
Solar
your.
plexus.
I see that you're removing it for me. I feel good.
Yep.
Let's watch universal love going into our solar plexus. If you have gut health issues, bloating, all of that is related to a blocked solar plex. And
then moving down to the sacral chakra, bringing in orange just below your belly button.
That's right. Now we're at the sacral chakra. Let's release everything that no longer serves you. Breathing in and out. Now we're down to a first
onto
chakra,
the root.
the root chakra. That's right. And that's how you're connected to the ground, through your legs, through your root chakra.
Bringing in a beautiful ruby red light.
That's right. Now put yourself in a golden net, and this net is protecting you. Protecting your light, protecting your love. Only love in, only love out. So throughout the day, when you go out there and enjoy the day, enjoy the week, just anything that comes towards you that doesn't serve you, watch your net and picture it repelling anything that doesn't serve you. Bless you all. Thank you.
Awesome, you guys. If you can take 5 or 10 minutes a day to just go through the chakras and open them up and clear them, it's going to make a big difference in your intuition coming in, how connected you are, and grounded and calm and peaceful. And it's very healthy. So the chakras are the energy centers. There's 7 main ones. You can always look that up. You can go to YouTube and do a chakra meditation. There's many of them there. And it's very, very healthy. That's the life force coming in through each of these energy centers. That's how our heart beats. That's how everything works, is that life force energy coming in through those energy centers. Because if you think about it, how is your heart beating? What's doing it? It's the life force energy. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Anahita. Much blessings, everyone. Bye.
Prayers. Thank you. Bye-bye.